The Panthers will line up for the two-point conversion.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. He's going to take off with it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
On first down, Wilson.
And another fumble from the
and it's picked up
Seahawks.
by the Panthers.
Hey,
Takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
At their own 25.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet?
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
Now on 2nd and 16. Wilson. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers.
Another one like for real, bro?
It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream.
Makes the score Panthers 35.
And you can bet they're preaching. Taken about 7 yards deep.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Pick 6!
Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And they will finally put it
I
in
don't
return,
care.
but not
I
until
don't
he
care that I
takes it
didn't
back
get a
all
pick
the way
6.
inside
I
the
got the
10-yard
ball.
line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball,
And he will take it.
Let's go, McCaffrey.
Panthers touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And this offense continues to pour it on. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to
They
go
have
for
like
2.
4 fumbles.
they have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Joey slide
I
out
get
the
it done.
kickoff after the touchdown.
He's definitely not returning that.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock.
Now the
No
ball
way.
comes loose.
Get
And
it.
it's picked up by the Panthers.
Let's go. Let's
They
go.
have the football and will take
They are
over
having
at
a
the
bad
24-yard
day.
line. These defenses have become
Panthers
so
in the
opportunistic, and
house.
no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use
Look
all
at
the
them
time.
moves.
And he'll
Look
take this
at
into the end
that.
zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers have got it on cruise control.
Two-point conversion.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for two, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And the formula there on the two-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but they got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it down.
Wilson hit, it's loose, it's out, fumble, and the Panthers have recovered.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Another touchdown.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey.
Let's go,
McCaffrey! Into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
Third rushing TD.
Christian McCaffrey.
He's built
seconds of the first half. And the Panthers just continue to pour it on.
The Panthers will
from the gun, Bridgewater.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it.
With the score, Panthers.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. David Moore, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Throwing again. Wilson. Out to the right. He gets it to Lockett. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st.
He almost dropped it. I mean, he did drop it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
The Panthers take over.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off of them and get up to the safeties on the 2nd. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football.
I'm trusting DJ Moore.
Sustained run. runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively. No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Being chased out. He can run for it.
We got it.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
31 yards.
That's good for 28 yards.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
And he'll take this from a yard out as his guys continue to pour it on. Now Bridgewater will lead the troops up to go for 2.
2-point conversion.
See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him.
Like I care.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate. And oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
DJ Reed on the return. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down.
Of course it was.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He may try and run for this. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
10 at their own 20-yard line.
Bridgewater and the Panthers going to come up here 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line.
Burned him.
He's going to look deep for more.
And I blew it because I usually do.
Incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Dang.
Stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Complete to Christian McCaffrey. It's a gain of 5.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one.
Low-key, though, that's for this
to the 3rd quarter.
Not low-key.
And we're back now in Charlotte. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. Very one-sided.
You didn't really talk to me. I kind of went out of bounds.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, you did talk to me, but I went out of bounds.
First and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Bridgewater to throw it. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Sheesh.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Escaping the pressure. Right. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Robbie Anderson on the touchdown pass from Teddy Bridgewater. And this offense is running away with this one. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract. This win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore.
Oh, you wussy.
So
he would have been flying through the air.
Give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
He'll run it. Wilson.
Sit down, you little girl.
And it's picked up by the Panthers. And the return across midfield into the 46.
Another fumble. Second fumble. And like there's four other ones.
You can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what
Come on,
we've seen all
Samuel.
game
Come
with
on,
them, isn't
Samuel.
it? Down this big in the fourth
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And that
Ooh.
play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield.
He
at the
loses.
49.
Alright, you want to be like that. You want to be
Despite the
like that.
completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Back at the 49.
To throw is Bridgewater. And he will take it across.
49 yards.
Touchdown. Robbie Anderson. 49 yards. And the
I'm surprised
Panthers
I didn't
take
go for
advantage
two.
of the
I don't know
turnover
why.
to put up 6. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
78.
Really big
Joey
lead.
Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
25-yard line.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get
Yeah,
back
it's
out on
not.
the field
I don't know why I'm
and pick
using my
things
safety
up.
back there. It's
They're
not
out
like they're
there.
gonna
We'll see
get
if they
anyone.
can pick those things back up. 9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. The Seahawks
I
on
was
third
using my
down.
safety.
They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the
Fourth and
defense
inches,
there? They
going
forced
for
him
it.
to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10,
7-yard line?
7-yard
Are you kidding me?
line.
At their own
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from
Like,
there.
watch it. About to chuck it down.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Easy.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that
Might be a
little touch
touchdown.
pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
He's going to air one out for Anderson.
See?
Oh, this is
Like,
taken
you
in.
can't
It's
guard
complete.
him.
And all the way down to the
Say,
40-yard
just moss
line.
3 people.
A big play there for Carolina.
Good
48
run play with
yards.
McCaffrey.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they're able to get this one past the
That's
30
McCaffrey. How
down
am I
to
not
the
gonna use him?
25. 15
player.
more there.
Duh.
They're on a roll. It's another first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
at the 25-yard line.
How am I running with him again?
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here
Second and
first and
19.
10. Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. The
I'm not
last
gonna
run
take it
got
anymore.
9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended
Quarterbacking 101. never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it'll be tipped up and picked off.
As they're able to convert
They're
on
like the
third
really
and
good player
short
on the
yardage
team,
with a
right?
gain of 4.
And their QB sucks, so
I've
you
got an
can't really
idea.
get to the
Let's
receiver.
racing to the airport
Our
at the end of
new
this game.
QB
Let's go
does
to
not
the
suck. We
post-game
got
press
Sam Darnold.
conference. I have a feeling.
I don't know why all my friends say it's
Say
bad
the
team.
offensive line, yes, carrying the
He has
ball has
better
been
sense of
key, but
community,
those
but it's
guys
not
up
key
front,
for
they've been facing a
Pretty
second
much
and
most of the
6 from the 8.
QBs in the
And he
NFL have
can't
way better stats
corral
than
it.
Kevin.
Maybe a big missed up.
I don't care.
Back
Not
to
like
the
I'm-
ground attack here. It's
It's not
McCaffrey.
like I'm risking
It'll
it.
wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Buying time to his left.
Not like a
And it's
hair.
incomplete. They cannot
Like, for real.
convert. And
Look
they
at the
turn
score,
it
look at the
over.
time.
And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First
Alright
down.
guys, see ya.